Okay, so to save you some hours of boredom while I scroll saw all these little pieces out, I've gone ahead and done a lot of it. I had this one final piece to cut out using a rather big aggressive blade. If you'll remember, I was telling you that some pieces we cut out major pieces and then I go back with a real small blade and cut out the individual pieces, which makes sure that the fit stays nice and tight. Don't forget, we have our shirt that has double layers that we have to cut out and put together right. And I've already cut out a bunch of them. Here's the pieces of all these trees, and this is that zebra wood, which is very, very hard, which is the reason for the big aggressive blade. And some other pieces are done up now too. So, and I've got about another hour or so of work here, and I'm not going to make you watch all that. I will cut different pieces, maybe and show you 3 or 4 segments, 5 minutes about at the time, and maybe I can speed that up so it doesn't even take that long. So anyway, this is how it works. I'm not going to talk much because I'm going to have the vacuum going, I'm going to have the machine running, and you probably wouldn't hear what I had to say anyway, so I'm pretty much just going to concentrate on what I'm doing. Let me turn the vacuum on here. As you see, that makes quite a bit of noise. And we go to work. Notice I've got a smock on to prevent dust and a mask. You always have to have a mask. Scroll saws prevent very, very fine dust. And even though I have all this vacuum connected, fine dust still floats in the air and right up your nostrils and into your lungs, and we don't want that. So now we can get busy here. You notice you don't work very fast with the scroll saw. Scroll saws are not machines you can brute force, and that's going to have some adjustment made to it. You can't brute force a scroll saw, you have to take it easy. You can only finesse them. Okay, I finished cutting with the real heavy blades. Now we're going to slice all these little individual pieces apart. So I switched over to a very, very fine blade. In this case I'm doing the double wide, so this is not my finest blade. We'll get to that in a little bit. But since this is double thick, we'll use this number 1 blade that I picked and cut these little pieces apart. By following the lines as I cut these apart, I guarantee that I'm going to have a pretty much perfect fit. So let me get the vacuum on and we'll start cutting. Okay, time to change the blade for an even smaller blade to go through these 1-layer pieces. Back in a minute. Okay, we've changed over to the finest blade I got, a number 2.0, and now we'll finish cutting out all these single layer pieces here. Had to stop for a minute and drill some eyeballs. Okay, we think we're done with the cutting, but we're not. Remember, I still have to put the word Chuck, or the name Chuck, across here. So I've got a little bit of more scroll sign to do to inlay that word in this part of the vest. This means I'm going to have to cut this in half this way, because I only want to work with about a ½ inch material. And I'll do that on the bandsaw. And then we'll put the light wood that I'm going to make the word Chuck out of and this together, and literally we will cut them out from this side, the back side, and the name Chuck will be backwards on this board. Then once we're done cutting and we can put the words in there, and you'll see how it comes out. But for right now, we're done with the major part of the cuts. So we're going to go ahead and check all this for fit before I even start this. I've got a whole bunch of pieces here, and we need to find out if they even fit together before we can go much further.